Be aware, coconut pedophilia. There's no law yet to punish you pedophiles, no? Look, the malauhog, 6 months, you know the equivalent of that? That's an 11-year-old. The malakanin, that's 15-year-old. But the nyog, that's 21 years old.
Age of consent.
Which would you prefer, Ernie? 11-year-old or 21?
I want over 70.
Okay? Now be informed. From now on, you decide. Any question? Okay? The color green. So youngsters are green. But the brown one is not an oldster, even if it's brown. Huh? Mr. That's a 21-year-old. Okay? Look, 12 months, if you don't harvest it, and it goes to 13 months, it will fall by itself. Because inside, there's already an embryo. It's already pregnant. And it's about to give birth. You know the embryo? That white, delicious, it's like puto or siopaw. That's delicious. That's an embryo.
That's more nutritious.
Yes, it's an embryo. In local parlance, it's called coco balut. When you open it and you eat it, it's fresh. I'll give you some information, but I'm sorry, I'm afraid. But I like to reveal. If you open a 13-year-old nyug and you eat the embryo, it's that size. It begins with this size, and then it grows. Now, it has stem cell potency. But I'm not encouraging it. That will be abortion. You let it grow into a seedling. Okay?
So what is that stage, June, when it has the embryo? Is it
13 months.
no longer the mature or the ripe, but another stage?
It's already, alam mo yung mangga na medyo malambot na, medyo overripe na, pero masarap pa rin. No? Pero pag may itim-itim na, bulok na, that's a papuntang 14 months na, pero hindi na bubulok. There's a sprout. Here's the inside, there's an embryo, and then you just leave it there on the ground, even in your sala or in your CR, you leave it and it will sprout, and then it becomes a seedling. It grows and grows. It is fed by the water inside and by the meat. That's how it lives. No? It is given life by the water inside the plant. But when all the water and all the meat has been exhausted, then roots will come out, and they seek soil. So you have to plant for the plant to grow. Okay? So there's no old fruit. Whether it's mango or papaya, from ripeness, it goes to seedling. Yes, sir.
The pollinated flower to the form but not the poison.
Pollination?
Pollinated bulaklak mo na, di ba?
Ah.
Basta naman siya na.
Ah.
Ilang buwan yun?
Yung malauhog, 6 months. First, from the flower, then it becomes a fruit, and it becomes bigger and bigger until it becomes this. Okay? So, coconut oil is found only in ripe coconut. There's no oil in young. Now, what is virgin? So, if there's a virgin coconut oil, tama ba spelling? Ay? There is a non-virgin. Has anybody asked what a non-virgin coconut oil is? Have you ever wondered?
Okay.
Huh?
It's a virgin.
Laurin. Not Laurin. Laurin.
Laurin?
Pinilit na eh.
No.
Niluto na siya eh.
Kaya Laurin.
Oo.
No. The oil, there are five major oils composing coconut oil. And the first is, the most famous is MCT, or medium chain glycerides, otherwise called laurin. No? And then there are these others. Laurin is 48% of the oil. The 52%, these are the three or four minor oils. They are also good, but the laurin content, that's the real star. That's why coconut oil is very attractive. It is said equivalent to mother's milk. No, if you ingest BCO, which contains MCT, it's like you are imbibing your mother's milk or your wife's milk. Okay? So, hindi totoo, Ed, na yung laurin, non-virgin. Laurin is the main component, that's the star component of coconut oil. And it exists in both virgin and non-virgin. Now, what really is virgin? It came out about 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Biglang sumulpot yan, virgin. Nauso na. Dati, coconut oil lang eh. Lana. You mentioned lana. What is lana?
Oil.
That is Spanish in oil. Lana de coco. Coconut oil. So if we have VCO, Virgen Lana de Coco. And not virgin Lana de Coco. What is the popular notion of virgin coconut oil? What do you know?
Basically extracted,
Huh?
cold press.
Okay, cold press. Cold press. Another term which they employ, and it mystifies, it beguiles people. Cold press. When you press the oil from the meat, coconut meat, first you get the milk, and from the milk you get the oil. It's always cold. There's no such thing as hot press. Look how people beguile people. They use cold. Then another term is Pure is not used. What is no heat? No heat. Ayan, no heat. Okay, no heat. Cold, no heat. It is focused on no heat, cold. No? The virgin coconut oil came out using that, I'll call it disguise or cloth or uniform. Cold press, no heat. The oil must not be heated, otherwise it is not virgin. Come on. Ernie?
I learned so much from your lessons. Go ahead.
Actually, the concept of virgin coconut oil, when it came out, PCA, Philippine Coconut Society, espoused. They really generated hype for it purposely. Now, how did they came out with that concept of virgin coconut oil? The meat, you know, meat. The meat inside this there's a meat. Now you press, you extract the milk. Now how do you express the milk from the meat? You don't use heat. You use a expeller or extractor. It's mechanical or manual. No heat. So there's no, it's really, sorry, there's some stupidity. Now what is milk? Coconut milk. By the way, when you say milk, it pertains to dairy milk, cow's milk, animal milk. In coconut, it is milk, gata. Inalis yung S. Dapat gatas eh. Ginawang gata. To make it different from the real milk. They say it's real milk, the milk from cows. Okay, let's call it gata milk. Now, what is gata? What does it consist of? Let's say you have here a bottle of gata. Everybody has seen gata. It's white. Huh? Lying. It's white, the same as dairy milk, goat's milk, cow's milk. Now white, gatas. No? Now milk. Coconut milk consists of 50% water. Coconut milk, huh? And 40% oil. Now there's a 10% component. You know what that is? It's white. Oil is clear. Water is clear, cloudy. But this layer, I'll shade it, is white. You know what it is? Cheese. Coconut cheese. And nobody ever thought that there's cheese in coconut milk. Ang cheese daw, galing lang sa cow's milk. No. Sa cow's milk, ang oil, 10% lang. So, coconut milk is oily, almost 50%. And the cheese in cow's milk is about the same. The water, more.
By weight, it should be reversed.
Huh?
By weight. Because the
By weight?
is lighter. Goes up.
Which one is lighter?
Yeah.
The water,
Goes down, goes down.
no, the water is mixed in the whole body. I just, for illustration, to show it's 50%, dito, pwede naman sa babae. Okay?
So hindi siya magsaseparate dyan.
Now, that's where the the debate, the issue comes from. How do you separate the water from gata to get the oil? And how do you remove the cheese? That's the issue. Everybody is focused on oil, 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 oil. Nobody is interested in the water and in the cheese. Have you ever heard any discussion of the water content of coconut meat? No.
Hindi pa yan yung cocoa water.
No, the cocoa water is when you open the nut, out comes the water. But in the meat is 50% water. I mean the milk, you extract the milk first. Now nobody is interested in the water content of the milk. But this is the most delicious water of coconut. It's called coconut fruit juice. Tikman ninyo yung water content ng meat ay napakatamis. It's so sweet. Buko juice or coconut water, it doesn't compare with the water content of the meat. It's called coconut fruit juice. This is coconut fruit juice. Any fruit, if you extract the watery content, that's juice, and that in coconut you get that from the meat, not from the what is losses out when you open the nut. Masarap yan. Now, for purposes of agribusiness and countryside development, let's all pay attention to this. This is worth the same as oil, especially if you include the cheese. Nobody gives attention to cheese. Coconut cheese.
Why?
Well, you know what? There's cheddar cheese, and you have there are 15 cheeses from dairy milk. You ferment the cheese, and you have these different cheeses. But there is no coconut cheese, not even quesong puti or raw. Nobody is interested.
Why?
Why?
They don't know the technology.
They don't know. And second, if they know, I mean they, government, PCA, DA, Malacanang, if they know that, you will let the farmers know, and the farmers will discover, and once the farmers discover this, oh, they will get
Rich.
rich. And when the farmers get rich, sorry, no more copra. Copra. So the answer to your question is, why? The answer is copra. That's the root of the problem. And copra is coconut oil. And coconut oil, what kind of coconut oil? Non-virgin. There's your clue.
Why? There's still oil there.
Where? Here?
You get the cheese.
Ah. Ito, coconut oil. It could be virgin or non-virgin. Now, if you dirty this oil, the 40%, you dirty it, you molest it, you
Rape it.
rape it, you poison it, you everything non-pureness. You do it, that's non-virgin coconut oil, and that is copra oil.
Adulterated.
For more than 100 years, the Philippines, the Filipino farmers have been producing copra oil.
There's also coconut yogurt. It's now becoming an intake.
Coconut yogurt
Yogurt.
comes from non-molested coconut oil, non-raped coconut oil. You cannot produce yogurt from raped, molested, dirtied coconut oil, which is copra. It comes out, it's a derivative of virgin, the real virgin coconut oil. When I say real, there are two types of virgin coconut oil. The real and the fake. Another subject which will come later. That's why some truths about virgin coconut oil. May mga fakery. Yes, Ernie? Yes, ma'am.
I think the farmers,
I think the efficacy of extracting just the oil and not retaining the fruit juice is because there's really no way of storing it, because it starts fermenting as soon as you extract it. So I guess without adding sulfates, or heating it a bit, they may not be able to store it. I think they already know that, but storage and preservation is quite a problem for the farmers.
That's what PCA says.
Which we also discovered because we've been doing it also.
Now, today, you will be discovering something new.
Okay, let's keep our questions later to the essay type
Okay.
later. Just let him finish the presentation.
What is the VCO that has been espoused by PCA, and not only PCA, but the so-called VCO industry? Why do I know this? Well, I'm a member of that industry. I'm a founding member of the Virgin Coconut Producers of the Philippines. At itong mga may mga kilala kayo, mga kaibigan ko yan. I'm sorry, I have to reveal this finally. What is cold press, no heat? Sabi ng mga spousers ito, no? All you have to do is don't heat, don't cook. The oil, you extract it, whether by hand or by mechanical or whatever device. Okay, you just put it in a container, could be a jar or a pail, and just leave it there. Don't hit it. Don't do anything. Leave it there. When they say there, literally there, or there. Don't hit. Oh, come on. What is the ambient temperature? If you put off the aircon outside or in a room with no aircon, what's the temperature? Nowadays it's 37. Last January it was 25, 24. In Baguio it's 21. Whatever, whether it's 18, 19, 20, 21, 30, 40, that's ambient temperature. Is that cold? Kaya nga binuksan yung aircon eh. Mainit eh. Diba? May pamaypay ka, mainit. But when you leave the milk, coconut milk, there, and leave it cold, is it really in a cold environment? No. What is the proof that it is not cold? It ferments. What is fermentation in Filipino? Nabubulok. Pag nabulok, it's hot. Now warm degree is 27, 29, 20. That's warm, that's not cold. Ang cold, lagay mo sa ref. the temperature in the ref is 10 degrees. Cold starts with 10 degrees. Above 10, then it becomes warm. Especially if it's 20 or 25 or 30. It's warm. Any material, you put it there, it will ferment. Mabubulok, mapapanis. And it's because of the temperature. Now, that's proof already, the fermentation. That's proof na it's not cold. So you left it to ferment. So what happens? As you said, well, you separate the oil. There's separation taking place. If you leave it, there's separation. What they say is, it will separate because of fermentation. No. It's because of gravity. There's light and heavy. Yung milk, when it is inside the fruit, you did not mess with it. You did not open it. You did not press it. It's stable. But when you mess with it, you disturb it, then the three elements will begin to separate by gravity. So magse-separate yan. So, per your experience, you were engaged in fermentation. So, after 8 hours, 12 hours, 16 hours, or 24 hours, mag-separate na. Dun sa taas, nandun yung cheese, protein, white. And then middle, there's the oil, and below is the water. Sabi nila, pwede na. Tanggalin mo yung protein, no? Yung cheese. They don't call it cheese. They call it no. Curd. Whey. So many terms. Remove. Tapon. Why tapon? Nabulok eh. But actually, if it is not nabulok, wow, that's delicious cheese. And then you get the unti-unti, you decant, you get the oil, and then below the water, which otherwise should be coconut fruit juice, the best coconut juice, tapon, waste. Because, mabaho. Huh? No, it cannot be, become vinegar. No. Tapon. So, it goes to the sewage. Kaya yung mga gumagawa ng bisyo, yung mga bisyo sa mga subdivisions, the neighbors complain, ang baho. And then the oil rancid because it is tainted with moisture. And fermentation keeps on continuing after you already had it. Fermentation still takes place because the moisture is still very present. So that kind of BCO, well, it's BCO because it's oil from coconut milk, which is from coconut meat. But if we have a classification, it is class B. Reject. People who exported that kind of BCO, reject. Pagdating sa US, pababalik dito, ang daming nalugi dyan. Yes, sir.
Do we derive nata de coco from the water?
Nata de coco comes from the water or the milk. Nata de coco, it's a probiotic formulation that naturally rises. We'll discuss that later. But the BCO, it's called cold press, no heat, is class B. Reject.
This is fascinating. Are you going to go into the financials in the next session or not? Is this purely technical or we do the financials today?
Financial, because
Today?
from technical to financial to agribusiness and countryside development.
Good. All in 10 minutes? I mean, what's today? Covers technical as well as financial?
All.
Wow, perfect. You have to talk faster.
How many minutes more?
It's agribusiness. Thank you. It's fascinating. With the sexual innuendos, it's fascinating. But we are not sexual experts. We are agribusiness experts. You do that, no? Because we really are fascinated by what you said. You told us that if the farmers go to cheat will be richer, this is exactly what we like. So thank you. I just want to know the
For
coverage.
20 years, BCO has been promoted. Did it matter to the farmers? No, it did not it did not give a dent on their condition. They're still poor. And they became poorer. Why? Because these BCO producers, they tell the farmers, ito, gawin nyo. Ha? Sige, gawa kayo ng gata. Sige, ayan lang yan, i-ferment. Okay? Tapos, bibili namin. Mababa ang presyo. Lugi yung farmer. But, the producer, so-called producer, trader, okay, he will collect the BCO. Per experience, when he sends this to the US, it will be rejected because it has fermented. And only that, microorganisms are swimming in the oil because you did not pasteurize the milk. Where is the source of the microorganisms, bacteria, virus? Well, from the knife, from the grater, from the bad breath of the workers and from the air in the room. You have to pasteurize, and when you say pasteurize, you heat it. Not necessarily boiling. 70 degrees is sufficient to pasteurize, kill the microorganism. But for 20 years, more than 20 years, it keeps on going, and they produce VCO. And they even concocted extra VCO, extra virgin coconut oil. There's no such thing as extra virgin coconut oil. It's a marketing, it's a farce. I'll give you an example. Here's an example of a packaging of VCO, fermented. I'll not show the brand. Okay? If you open this, bakit hindi naman maanta? Hindi naman bulok? Well, it's a secret. They buy the fermented oil from the farmers, low price, okay? And then they bring it into a covered area, and there they heat it to evaporate the moisture to stop the fermentation. That's secret. It's supposed to be virgin, in fact, extra virgin.
Somewhat virgin.
It's a parody. It's virgin. You did not heat it, but then actually you heated it to demoisturize it and to make it good, not rancid smelling oil. You go to all these, even mercury, you go to the US, you go to Europe, all these packages of VCO, extra virgin, they're not really virgin coconut oil.
And FDA allows it.
Come on, is there an FDA guy here? I'm sorry. In FDA certification is a paper. No? They just issue it. To be honest, to be frank, all you have to do is show your sorry. All this certification, organic, it's here. Come on. We are in agribusiness, so Can't say that, let's be truthful. That's normal. That's the game everywhere in Europe, US, China. Okay, come on. Let's be realistic. Finally, no problem, no problem. Approve naman eh, kasi demoisturize na, okay na, pwede na. Actually, pwede na. Pwede nang pamprito, pwede nang pangbuhok, pwede nang everything. It can be used in sex. Sorry.
Okay, can we move on? Are you done with your, what else is there to come? Because we will be running
Sorry.
out of time. Okay.
Now let's go to the real non-virgin.
Okay.
Cobra. Dito talaga yung non-virgin. Ang yung VCO, non-virgin yan, no? Pero that's very small. That's nothing compared to copra. You know what copra is? Have you seen copra?
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah. You have seen coconut, coconut meat. It's as white, so as pristine as this bond paper. Now, the meat is allowed to dry, smoke for so many days. No? In the village. And they call what we call koprasan. Have you ever seen a koprasan?
Yes.
They dig a 1 meter deep hole, and then there's a bamboo mat, and then they place the meat, and then you heat it, you dry it by smoke. It's called tapahan. You know tapa. Tinapa. You know tinapa. Yung isda na tinapa is smoked fish. Now, copra is smoked coconut meat. And the color is like this, almost. Can I know about this? This dark part, this. Dark brown. If you eat copra, you die. You want to commit suicide, you eat copra. Because for so many days, almost 1 month, all the aflatoxin, all the bacteria, virus, fungus, they coagulated in what we call aflatoxin. No? Now, copra, there's no use for copra. It's poison. That's why the farmers are paid a measly amount. 5 pesos, 10 pesos per kilo. Wala namang gamit yan eh. So, the farmers don't know what is being done. Secretly, it is sent to an oil mill hundreds of kilometers away. What's the function of the oil mill? To express the oil from the copra. Have you seen copra oil? You can imagine it. You drink your coffee, dark coffee, black coffee, that's copra oil. You drink it, you die. It's poison. There's no use for copra oil. Huh? You cannot use it for cooking. You cannot use it for soap making, for margarine. You cannot use it for shampoo or Colgate or whatever, cosmetics. No. It is black, dirty, poisonous oil. See? So, what was the story? Well, secretly, it goes to a rehabilitation center. Rehabilitation. Because it's dirty, it's poison, no use. It's odorous, it's black, it's poison. So you have to rehabilitate it. You know, it's like a drug addict. Drug addicts, no use for them anymore. But they're still breathing. If you rehab them, well, They are alive, but they're not normal anymore. That's the same with copra oil. It goes to rehabilitation. The rehabilitation center is called a oil refinery. So there are 3 stages in refining. It is subjected to equivalent to 1,000 degrees heat to kill the microorganism. Done. No more poison. Can we use it to make margarine or cooking oil or shampoo? Colgate? No. Because it's black. So they bleach it using chemicals. Bleach. But it cannot be, the natural color of the oil cannot be achieved. You know minola? What's the color of minola? Pero pwede na, kaysa naman black. Pwede nang gawing cooking oil or margarine or shampoo. But there's a third problem, mabaho. Odorous, mabaho. Have you ever passed by an oil refinery? Where? Laguna? Where? Candelaria? Or if you're a Metro Manila resident, you remember in UN Avenue? There's that PRC? Well, it's gone now. Bawal ang mabaho. No? They refine, bleach, and deodorize. No? So, you taste, you smell minola, or Baguio oil, or spring oil. No odor. And no taste. You're gonna trace the coconut origin. Done. It's good. It is rehabilitated. Now, copra oil, RBD pertains to refined, bleached, deodorized, rehabilitated oil. What's that? It's worse than rape. No? Doon pa lang sa village, inano mo na eh, minolestya mo na eh. At dinumihan mo na. Diba? Tapos dadali sa oil mill. In the oil mill, because it's not yet ripe, they heat it. Have you ever entered an oil mill? You cannot stand the... it's so hot because they heat further the copra. It is still full of moisture. And then once it is already dried completely, then they send it to a rehab. And then that's where it is finished. And that is yung devirginization doon mas matindi. So double, triple, quadruple, multiple raping. That's the worst non-virgin coconut oil. And we have been enjoying copra oil for more than 100 years. This morning you use soap and toothpaste, shampoo. That's copra oil. Non-virgin coconut oil.
Is it unhealthy? Is it
Well, it's healthy. Pwede na. Katulad nung addict na pasado na, okay na. There is still the laurin. Nandun pa yung laurin. Pero mas maganda yung laurin sa BCO talaga. Yung BCO. So what is really BCO? Yung talagang BCO, not the fermentation process, no. Huh? The best way is you pasteurize first the milk. Then you put it, if it is a home project, you put it in your ref or in an enclosed aircon room. There it will separate and you harvest the fruit juice and the cheese and the oil. The oil is sweet, aromatic. Okay? Now, the farmers should be taught this in order to emancipate them liberate them, and empower them. But government will not. PCA will not. Because once it is taught, that will change the whole situation. No more copra, no more big oligarchs, and the farmers will become millionaires. Okay.
So this is your advocacy. That's it.
Yes.
That's it. Okay. A round of applause, please, for. Okay, let's do Q&A. So what you want to do?
There's another.
Okay.
One more. Talking about Virgin, VCO. Well, you should know that there is also MBCO. What is MBCO? You should prefer MBCO over BCO. What is MBCO? More virgin coconut oil.
Baka hype na naman yan.
No. It's real. Saan pa nanggaling yung BCO? Come on. Immediately before becoming BCO, where did it come from? Milk. Now we said coconut milk, 40%, almost 50% of the coconut milk is BCO. Why do you have to mess with it? You drink the milk, the BCO is more virgin than milk. Coconut milk is MBCO. Yes, you have to pasteurize it first. Okay?
What is the shelf life?
Shelf life, 100 years. As long as it's pasteurized and it's chilled. You try it. You put it there and you go back to it after 100 years.
And the cheese. What's the shelf life of the cheese?
The same.
Same.
Now there's another. BMCO. Okay. BMCO. Virgin Moss Coconut Oil. Oh, alin mas gusto niyo? BCO, MBCO, or BMCO? Pinaka-birhen.
VMCO.
Virgin Moss.
Yeah, the most.
Saan ba nanggaling yung milk, yung kata? The meat. Why do you have to mess with it? You eat the meat. That's BMCO. And it's more complete. You get also the fiber and the milk, and not only the BCO. The BCO is the most virgin.
Okay, question. Yeah, go ahead.
If you're relying on gravity to separate, you could do the same thing with a very simple centrifuge, surely.
Yes.
And you know, what I'm hearing is that instead of copra, we should be handling around that at farm level and at a community level. These processes should be happening. It cannot happen on farm, on smallholder farm, but it could happen on community level. And it's not a lot of technology we're talking about.
You know, centrifuge, centrifugal force. You feed the milk by centrifugal force. You separate the oil heavier than from the water.
Some of us did that before we went to school every day when we were young.
Problem.
Okay,
The
very good.
centrifuge is, you can buy it at the lowest 5 million pesos.
Okay, who-
Centrifuge is not an easy equipment. It's imported, and 5 million, 10 million, 20 million. Only the big guys can afford this.
How about just multiplying this gravity system? Just suck it out from the bottle when it drops.
The farmers have been doing that for more than 100 years, 200 years, 300 years. In fact, BCO is not a new thing. Your lola, yung lola mo, yung lola ng lola ng lola ng lola mo, ginagawa na nila ang BCO. Did you know that?
Okay.
That's lana.
Okay, how do you multiply that process countrywide? How do you multiply the process so you avoid the copra process?
We build
Kids.
the opposite of coprasan. What is the opposite of copra? The opposite of copra is fresca. fresh meat. Fresh meat. Copra is binastos na coconut meat. Okay? Did you know the farmer, the day that they open the nut, during that same day, they can produce BCO. No processing, no copra. Not only BCO, coconut milk, coconut butter, coconut cheese, and coconut flour.
Yeah.
By the farmers themselves in the village, they can do it. But government, PCA, they are averse to it.
Your message is that the value added right there in the early stages is bigger than the finished
It's not
product.
only value added,
Yeah.
it's millionaire value added.
Okay.
And it accrues to the farmers.
Go ahead. Here, a question here first. Yeah, go ahead. Please. No more? No more. I thought you raised your hand. Okay, wait for Mr. Bloom first. Yeah.
I met him maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and he impressed upon me the idea that the coconut levy money should be used to put in local processing plants. Nina just said the big problem is getting stuff to market, and the best possible way in which to solve the problem, and what's actually happening is 100 years ago, they came in and they gave us a process that actually degrades the nut. And you're taking something that's wonderful, and because you can process it, and it's much more complicated than I thought, but if you take these nuts and you put them into a mash and then heat them, all the oil will run out of it. You know, once you heat something, it causes the molecules to unwind, and it's never the same. That's why heating is an issue, and heating to certain degrees, okay? But the entire issue is you look at all of your areas, and he's done all the work. You need to have plants that can be placed strategically all over the country. You need to give donkeys, okay? Rennie Diaz came to me and we talked about donkeys to transport everything, even mules. When a donkey mates with a horse, you get a mule. And these mules can go on trails all over the place. And they can drag the coconuts don't weigh so much, they're just bulky, but think about it. You could make trails where they could be hauling these coconuts to these different things all over the place. But the loss of value from his nut, and I see him weekly, and all the different things that he's extracted from it. If you take ideal models that really take each one of these aspects and then separate it in a proper way using all of the state-of-the-art material, and when I talk about state-of-the-art, relative state-of-the-art, depending on size of plant and all these other things, the increase in value from start to finish is massive. Massive. I mean, he's showing me coconut nectar, all right? That the coconut nectar, you can actually take that and use just the nectar in your coffee in place of sugar in it, and it's great for diabetes and different things like that. Literally, just by putting these plants in and using this money, and then finding a way that the money's not stolen, okay? That the processing plants are run properly, and everyone who brings in their nuts has a piece of it. You can literally maximize this thing by a dramatic amount. Your issue is going to be you're making toothpaste, you're making chemicals and all these other things, and the supply comes from all the coconuts that we have. So your real issue is how do you do this without them attacking? You know, look at the attack on VCO. That's all nonsense. We researched the guy who wrote that report and put it out there. It's all fake news on purpose to sabotage because they want their copra supply. Okay? And he's not talking about the slavery of the children that are working on copra and all these other things like that. But I think that the best possible thing is to work towards getting the coconut levy to be used for processing plants all over the country.
Okay, very good. Good point. Dean, go ahead.
Can I make sing it?
Yeah, okay.
Look, These are produced by farmers in the village. VCO. Tatlong klase. Well, you have your lana, then you have your light lana, and then you have clear VCO. Using the same process in the village, you can do this in your kitchen here in Metro Manila. All you have to do is you heat the milk, you let the water evaporate, and then when you harvest the cheese, you put up the fire, harvest the cheese, you have white cheese, and you have clear VCO. But your lola, hindi pinapatay. So, napiprito yung cheese, nagiging latik. Diba? Latik is coconut cheese fried in VCO. But so the VCO is gold or light gold. Kung low heat, light gold. Kung high heat, gold. And the latik, this is 1,000 pesos per kilo. In France, it's called latique, and it is 2,000, 3,000 pesos per kilo. Now, it's not true that we guys with money, we are the ones who can only produce VCO. No, look. This VCO produced by farmers, ang gamit lang kawa. Look at this. Ginawa ng isang big VCO company, pareho lang.
Okay, if you want to be commercial, how do you establish the standards? So it's
We already did that. We put up what we call farmers mill, farmers coconut mill, where they produce VCO, coconut milk, coconut cheese, coconut butter, and coconut flour in a room the size of this room, below, under the coconut trees. We call that a farmer's coconut mill. We have already put up maybe 150 all over the Philippines. Mindanao, Visayas,
what area does it cover? How many
Mindanao,
hectares?
Visayas,
No, how
Bicol.
many hectares of the total coconut area?
One farmer's mill needs supply from 50,000
50,000 hectares.
hectares.
Hectares out of how many?
Huh?
Total countrywide.
Countrywide? Oh, 5,000 hectares.
How many?
5,000 hectares.
No, total countrywide coconut plantations. Total.
That's 1/3 of the Philippine
Total.
agriculture. Now, what
3
we
million.
No. It's not 3 million. That's not correct. The coconut farmer population is 1/3 of the population. No? And we need to put up 10,000 processing centers to replace the coprasan.
That will cover all.
All
10,000.
all over the Philippines.
10,000.
10,000.
And the unit cost of each one is how much approximately?
You start with 10,000 pesos.
10,000 pesos. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Dean, go ahead. Yeah.
You said the processing rapes the oil. What about the coconut powder, which is very popular because you want coconut milk? It's even dried and processed further. What is the nutritional loss or gain by making coconut VCO into powder?
There's no such thing as powdered VCO.
No such thing.
No.
But it's being sold.
No. That's impossible.
It's called powder.
You cannot powderize oil.
Coco sugar siguro. So it's the meat.
You can make capsules, no? But not powder.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I have an observation. On the VCMO, we used to have a milk actually that is made of BMCO. I don't know how they have preserved it, but of course many things have been said against it, so we lost that milk. VMCO.
VMCO.
I don't know if it's dairy gold. I don't really know the brand.
VMCO is meat, coconut meat. You eat.
No. Actually, it's the
M-
milk itself that was preserved, and it was being sold as milk a long time ago when I was very young. And then many companies actually went against it because they said it's not really milk; it's made of coconut. I don't know if those around here remember that milk, but it was really coconut
It's
milk.
called gata. Which when you pasteurize it and you bottle it,
Yeah.
it is no longer gata. It's coconut milk.
Yes, but the coconut milk itself was canned a long time ago, and it was not being sold as gata. It was being sold as milk.
Coconut milk. But canned coconut milk is diluted with 50% water.
Yes, and then my second question is, how do you really, if we are to organize the farmers, how do we teach them how to preserve it, how to store it, and then later on how to distribute it? Because along the value chain, there are many hurdles.
They already do it.
It's
It's done. But it's not.
no, but the preservation of the juice, preservation of the cheese,
They do it.
storage of the juice, storage of the cheese, and then further distribution.
They do it. We
Uh,
already established what we call village level farmers processing
Do
center.
you,
Yes.
in line to that, do you have a manual of operations? Is that available? Some
Yeah.
kind of manual?
Well, that's the job of Cesar. He will manualize it.
Okay. Okay, thank you. That's
Yeah, okay. Carlos.
When I attended the Coconut Congress a few months ago, I found out that the production of palm oil is so intense and so extensive around the world that coconut is now just a very small fraction of palm oil. Now, even the palm kernel oil, which is only 10%, I think, of the palm oil, is even bigger than our total coconut oil industry.
That's not true, sir. Palm oil, total global, is just a fraction of total coconut oil. It's
I'm
not yet
sorry.
big. It's not yet big.
No, I'm sorry to say, what I told you is from the Coconut World Congress, okay?
Well, and I also attended that. The truth is, coconut palm oil production is just a fraction of, not yet as big or near the bigness of coconut oil.
Well, let me tell you, the dictator, the product is dictated by palm oil prices, not coconut. Okay, to show you that really palm oil is dominant. Okay, we have to accept that as a challenge to the coconut industry. So, what I thought is this: our coconut yield is so low, and people want to even convert coconut farms into palm oil because they plant about 400 trees per hectare. We're only planting 100 trees per hectare. So I asked the question. I didn't get an answer from the World Congress organizers. Why we're only planting 100 coconut trees per hectare, and the palm oil people are planting about 400 trees per hectare. That's the reason why the yield of palm oil is so big.
Have you seen a palm oil plantation?
Yes.
The distance is this, from here to there. So it's no longer, you don't need farmers anymore. In a palm oil plantation, you need workers.
Yeah.
There's no more area where you can plant intercrops. All palm oil, from here to there. You saturate the whole area with palm oil trees. Unlike coconut trees, with 10 meters, 9 meters, and between the coconut trees, you can plant rice, corn, bananas, coffee, cacao, onions, and everything.
The fact is, big challenge is really how to increase the productivity of our coconut. But even bigger challenge is how to sell coconut oil, especially the high-grade VCO abroad, in the tonnages that are needed Otherwise, we have to convert oil, unfortunately, coconut to copra oil, which is
There's one way, really, to change the situation. When the President Duterte became president, we expected him to one day pronounce, after making these big decisions about drugs, corruption, crime. One day he will announce, stop copra. And that is the only solution to promote virgin coconut oil. President Duterte announcing, headline, front page, stop copra. Because when you stop copra, all farmers will be producing virgin coconut oil, and all users of coconut oil, not only the Philippines but also US, Europe, they will use in manufacturing cooking oil, soap, detergent, shampoo, Colgate, virgin coconut oil, not copra oil. And it is lower cost or the same as refined coconut oil.
I don't know if I got the argument correct. No? Palm oil beats coconut oil. Palm oil beats coconut oil. That beats globally. Globally, palm oil is superior to coconut oil.
Not true.
No, that's not true.
Not true. It's only a fraction, not yet as big as coconut. You see, Malaysia is the grower of palm oil.
Yeah.
Now they are so interested with coconut, they are forcing Philippines to plant palm oil here, so they can plant coconut in Malaysia.
Okay, that's okay. Now wait first. Yeah, go ahead.
Annual production of VCO here in our country versus the cocoa oil, the ratios of
The so-called VCO.
yeah, the VCO first.
VCO in quotation.
In
VCO in
quotation.
quotation. Not VCO. No quote.
Yeah.
It is already big, but it's still small compared to copra. It's not even 1% of copra oil.
Most of these are being exported or used domestically.
Domestically and exported as virgin coconut oil for use in cosmetics and all that, not for use in soap, butter and all that.
But
not yet.
In terms of ratio between VCO and the cocoa oil, it's only small percentage.
Small.
Second question is the copra, because it is a smoked, diba? Smoked copra, smoked cocoa meat. Why not producing or drying the meat not through smoking in order to make it more?
That's the way the farmers are doing it in producing real VCO. They're doing it. No smoking. They open the nut in the morning. Before the day ends, they produce VCO, not from smoked process, using just kawa.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait. Just addition to that, no? What are the implications if we get out of copra completely? Implications.
Farmers will become millionaires.
That's easy to say.
And more people will plant coconuts. We have a coconut tree population of 320 million. We will have 1 billion coconut trees in the whole Philippines.
And
by the way, FYI, China is aspiring to plant 1 billion coconut trees in the southern coast of China. And how can they do that? They are sourcing the nuts, seeds from the Philippines through smuggling.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, in the industry, we're still looking at coconut species as the #1 reforestation tree species. Not just because it can hold much volume of water and mitigate flood control measures, but it also gives added income to the farmers. Two questions, sir. How much capitalization we need per coconut farmer's meal per unit or per area? Second is, how much in percent increase in income we can get from this business model per hectare?
A complete processing center the size of this room will cost maybe 50,000 pesos. But the farmer group can start with 10,000, 5,000, and they build it up by themselves.
Okay, but
Second question.
we have to have a manual on that. Is there a manual available so we can distribute it?
Cesar will put it to manual.
Percent increase per hectare.
Percent increase.
Income.
The farmer who does copra, in 1 hectare, the farmer earns only 20,000 pesos per year. If he does copra, but if he shifts from copra to fresca, the farmer will earn 3 million pesos per hectare per year from that.
3 million. Nice big jump. Okay, let's do it.
I just have one comment. Actually, they've started to ban palm oil products in some global supermarkets around the world, so
Yes.
it might be a good incentive for
Yes.
coconut oil, definitely.
Okay, over there. He's very. Dito muna. Over there.
It's a warning that I would like to give to everybody. We are at present eating coconut oil as poison. That is very true. The coconut oil produced by our oil millers are RBD. And these are processed with carcinogenic chemicals. For bleaching, you use peroxide, which is carcinogenic. And our consumers are never informed or educated about this thing. I feel very sorry for a lot of people who are suffering from cancer, which they thought coconut oil could save them, but it is not, because of the RBD system of cooking. But if you use the virgin coconut oil, that's from the pure form of coconut, we have all the high nutrition that we go to our body, and it is anti-cancer. We have to educate our farmers to also take their coconut as their oil, not to buy from the grocery the palm oil, corn oil, or other types of oil, because they think the market price of coconut oil is higher than the other types of oil. But in reality, the nutrition you get is many times more than the cooking oils in the market. Okay, another
You
point.
say this Baguio oil is poisonous?
They are
Yes.
all. If you have it analyzed by them,
Yeah.
it will come to the technical report that there are traces of this chemical.
It really is.
Which I would like us, if we can, to disseminate information, take the pure coconut oil unprocessed with chemicals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good
And
point.
another point,
Yeah, okay. Vicky first. 1 second. Yeah, we have to do one by one. Okay.
If the VCO compared to copra gives the farmer so much more money, then it should sell itself. Is it possible to really do it in a big way, the transferring of the technology to the village level processing to many areas, and maybe put them together instead of dealing with each farmer, put them together in a co-op? Then
It's possible.
so let's do it.
There's a problem.
What is the problem?
There's PCA. You know what PCA stands for? You know what PCA stands for? It means
Copra.
Philippine Copra Authority. We should change it. we should demonize the copra oil. Let's inform everybody that it is RCO. You know what RCO is? Rape coconut oil.
Rape.
As I said, if the financials show that there is much more money in the other one, then we don't even have to battle with them. Let's just do it on the
We have
ground.
been showing it for the past 12 years, and government does not. They are averse to it.
You're not advocating the abolishment of government, are you? Okay, that's it. Okay,
Imo.
yes, Secretary, that's your turn, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We need a revolution in this country. Right? We need a revolution. I'm telling you. Our agriculture is 1%, the country 6%, etc. You know, you're talking about PCA. Were you arrested for subversion? No, I was arrested. I'm just telling you this now. Look, all this talk is gonna result in nothing, right? Why do I know that? Because I was in DTI, I was in DNO that. What makes something happen? Business posting, we spent 35 million pesos, we're beating everyone. If we go through this bloody survey route, nothing will happen. I just talked outside to my best farmer organization. He loves you. He thinks you're an idealist. His name is Joey Faustino, right? He hungers everything. He's one of my members. Is this guy for real? I want to do background check this guy. He's like, he's sent from heaven. Yeah, he is sent from heaven. There's only one problem. He's sent on heaven, but here on earth, his mind is not an illustrious mind. It's not an illusory mind. What is an illusory mind? An illusory mind is Gobi Cobel. Me, I'm head cement, right? I spent 10 million pesos, now they're listening. I spent, your coconut plant is no good. No good. It's done by amateurs. It has no global expertise. I just talked in now. You think it's great? It's stupid. Now, I'll tell you why I know that. I was in DA, right? DTA and DA are world. Now, so what I want to do is this. I'm head of the committee of implementation. I just thought Mr. Gomez is a brilliant guy. He doesn't want to fight oil mills. Well, maybe he doesn't know my forces. Duterte, I'm seeing him this week, right? I'm telling this. There is no more water in Manila. Do you know this?
Yes.
I talked to Jun Berba, right? Just this morning, right? The government is screwed. But now they're waking up to clean Manila Bay so they can swim. For God's sake, it's more important to handle Angat Dam. No water for the people. Now, why am I saying that? Because I'm not an armchair philosopher. I was in it. I was Secretary General for 2 years, and lately there's been some problem. And I went there and I said, who the hell is fighting me here? I can tell you many stories, but I'm just saying this, right? I get an intellectual orgasm listening to you because you talk sexual. Fantastic. Is it true? I have to check. Is this guy real? He's real. Number two, is this guy correct? He's correct. Okay. So what's the problem? We got to have an illustrious mind. What does that mean? I want a bloody real roadmap. I hear one guy here, Ito Carlos, he said, who the hell is correct? Who? You need a roadmap done by international consultants. Because I know that's how we want. Mr. Paco is a genius. He has even Belgian title. I'm just telling you this. What are we doing here? Are we just talking? We cannot do this anymore. For example, I said, my problem with this genius, he doesn't want to deal with corporations, right? Now, he's pro-farmer. If San Miguel screws us and gets 80% vote, gives our farmers 20%, he won't touch them. You know me? I will touch them. With the idea I'm going to kill them later, but I'm going to touch them now because our farmers are dying. Correct? And so I'd like to end by saying this, Mr. Osorio. I'm saying it for the fourth time. Let's get some money. Give it an MBS, do it, and we can do it, right? And I'm telling you as a businessman, man. I had that cement in 12 countries, right? I'm paid like an expat. I have a house. I got all that. You know why? I'm a Filipino, but I'm better than that guy because I have global experience. I'm just telling you this now. This guy is an angel, but he needs other angels to lift him up.
He needs wings. He
right?
needs wings.
Huh?
He needs wings.
Yeah. And for me, okay, so Alena, I want the genius and ideas of your thing with illustrious mind and Mr. Gomez here, etc. Let's get this thing going, right? I'm tired of hearing this and nothing happening. We gotta get going. And my expertise is not coconut. My expertise is business, right? And you can do business here, then after this rhetoric. And this guy's business. Kaya lang, masyadong patingiti. We're a big guy, right? Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Yeah, Ramon?
yes, go ahead, yeah, response.
I have a suggestion. In fact, this is a challenge. How about this? ABCDF installing a coconut processing center, the same as what the farmers are doing in the village, in the farm, beneath coconut trees. How about ABCDF putting up one here in Makati or anywhere in Metro Manila? It's a model, an example, and everybody will learn from it. And you will earn in a processing center the size of this. You will have to invest only 100,000, including the building. You put in tiles, no? And you can earn in 1 month 1.8 million.
Okay. So let's convert this room.
ABCDF.
Are we going to convert this room? Okay, yes, go ahead.
I'd like to advocate, Mr. Castillo. You said very more virgin coconut oil, the the VMCO, or the most virgin coconut oil, right? I remember going to your coconut house, and could you tell the group, you know, in Davao, they're already eating the coffee bean as nuts. And you said one of the most healthiest, unadulterated VCO is to eat the coconut meat. Where is that product as of now? Do we have anybody packaging the meat and cutting it out so that you can eat it like peanuts?
12 years ago, I went to Europe, Paris. I saw these Parisians. They're eating fresh coconut meat in cubes. And it's like peanuts to them. And if I ask them, hindi pa matigas, is that not hard? And they will say, no, it's juicy. Nobody in the Philippines eats coconut meat fresh. We are all enthralled with buko. Well, here's an idea. If you are not yet accustomed, you try this. Coconut meat cut into cubes. It's like peanuts. Here's another variant. Coconut coffee.
Coconut coffee. Okay. How do
You
make
know what
that?
this is? Ito, product ng farmers. Yung nyog, kinayod. Okay? Hindi sapal. Freshly kayod, hindi piniga. Binusa. Roasted. Yung gata nandito. Yung BCO nandito. So if you brew this, makikita mo, ang sarap. Tapos yung BCO nandun nakalutang. Sarap. Coconut coffee, and this already being exported. This is a product of coconut farmers.
Can we have that for our next meeting here? Yeah, we'll try that next meeting here, okay? Yeah.
You smell it.
Yeah, okay. Okay, Mr. Bloom, go ahead.
The coconut levy has, I think it's $2 billion in it now. At $2,000 per, it gives you something like 50 million processing facilities. 10,000 of them, if you took the whole thing, it would give you $200,000 for every processing facility. That would be what $2 billion would buy. He's only asking for $2,000 per facility. You're talking about almost no money out of the coconut levy.
Okay.
2,000 times 10,000.
Okay.
Equals $20 million. That's $20 million out of 2 billion in the coconut levy. That's like what interest is on a month or whatever it may be. I don't see where the issue is. Okay, I really don't. I think there's adequate money to do that. But again, they're protecting yes,
Okay.
protecting Copra.
Okay. Okay, as you see, ladies, gentlemen, this coffee mug is being passed around. Please prepare your cups with hot water and try coconut coffee. Okay? Okay? Yeah, okay.
Put equivalent of 2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons, huh? Okay. Okay, let's do that.
Yes, brewing. And then yung sample niyan, you dry it, it becomes coconut
Just add water.
flour. Hot water, hot water.
Hot water. Okay, go ahead.
What is preventing Duterte from making the advance?
Okay. Question. What is preventing President Duterte from making all of these revelations? For the past 3 years, we have been bombarding him with all this information through Bongo, through Jun Evasco, through all this nakabara. President Duterte, he doesn't know anything. Binarahan.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, in line to that, I believe there should really be a balance between the PCO and the COPRA business, because if we eliminate COPRA, there will be an effect on the other industries. Like for example, I worked with San Miguel for 7 years, and I was in the feeds business. And the feeds business need copra meal and copra oil for carbohydrate source of the animal feeds of the animals, and it is a lower cost material to be used in the animal feeds.
This is lower cost. If you do fresca, copra meal, it's poison, but here it's coconut flour. It's cheaper and more nutritious, and good for animals and for people. Coconut flour.
Well, as long as there is now a big supply of fresca in the industry.
Farmer groups are already producing
So they
fresca
can-
and coconut flour.
Okay, so as long as it beats the cost of the copra meal
The
and the cocoa oil.
ABCDF processing center will produce fresca and coconut flour.
Okay.
And,
One more thing.
Okay. Yeah.
How about this new thing now, the cocoa sugar? What is the status, and will this affect also the industry? Because it's the cocoa sugar, it starts with the flour, and it will definitely
Discuss this
result
right
in.
last time.
Okay.
Discuss. The coconut farmers will produce fresca at the same time coconut nectar, because the trees, when you harvest the nectar, the tree will also produce nuts.
Is that okay?
It's not one or the other.
Okay. Okay.
Tuba is coconut nectar. Yeah. I discussed that already last time.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. We are 1 hour. One more time, encore. Yeah? Because we ran out of books to give him. Okay. 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 With that, we have to end the session. We're 1 hour past our deadline. Ladies and gentlemen, next week, LJ Microfarm next week. Please be here, same time, same place.